Isolation Nation is people. People. Welcome to Social Distancing Social Club. Hello, I am Ben Gleib. I am one leg of four legs that make up a vehicle that takes you to comedy bliss. And by that, I mean we'll do our best. Time now for leg two to make up 2/4 and 1/2. It is Steve Hofstetter.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I am part of the vehicle. Apparently, it's a Flintstones vehicle because it has legs, so we pedal very quickly.
Hopefully we get ribs on the side, baby.
Hell yeah. Let's get them ribs. Speaking of ribs on the side, well, before I introduce Bowers, if you want to support the show, please do so. Top right of the screen is our Venmo. You could PayPal at sdscshow.com, of course. Super chat on the YouTube. Do all of that stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, Chris Bowers.
Wow. Yeah, I think I might have got Ben in trouble. First time I went to the Comedy Cellar, I'm like, can I get ribs instead of the fries as my side? And they were like, no. And I said, well, Ben said I could do that, and he's passed here now. And then it was a thing. So I don't know what happened.
And they're like, yes, his time has passed.
And SDSC as people implies that someone's trying to eat Ben. So good job, Ben. I'm proud of you. Anyway, Creed Rachel's here. Creed, how you doing, Rach?
Did somebody say burrito? No? Oh, all right.
I don't think anybody did say burrito. Did somebody say burrito?
We said
You guys
ribs.
were talking about food, and so I had the blanket on me.
You know what? It works.
Burrito.
It works. We won't fault you.
Yeah,
Taylor just said burrito.
there was a 50% chance we had said burrito, even if you weren't listening to the show.
That's true.
You were.
That's fair.
It was a coin flip.
Guys, I
Howard
got
Howard
good
goes
news.
to sleep by counting burritos.
If I did that, I would never sleep, Ben. I count broccoli. That puts me to sleep instantly.
I got good news. My studio is more set up. There is a pile of boxes at the height of sitting and a separate pile of boxes at the height of standing for shows. So, it's really coming along.
That's pretty awesome, dude. I also have good news. I just completed my Bowers force field. So if Bowers ever tries to get too close for a hug or a kiss or something, good luck, buddy.
Yeah, that's true. That would repel me.
That's been the biggest problem with this pandemic for Ben. Bowers trying to hug and kiss him. That's been the whole
Yeah. Usually it's Ben that keeps me from wanting to hug and kiss Ben, but the fruit will also help.
I figured it was time I mix things up in the bedroom, Bowers.
We did have a fun overnight game, and there were a lot of entries. In fact, Jeremy Day alone had 67 entries, which I thought might have been a little. Jeremy, maybe I don't know, have a different hobby, but it was name a job and give the tagline. So name a job and give the tagline. There are a bunch of really funny ones, and then one really inappropriate one that I'm going to read at the end. But we'll read some of Jeremy's to begin with. He had a mirror washer, a job you can see yourself doing.
Oh my God.
Cleaning monkey cages at the local zoo. This shit is bananas. Jack Daniel's bottler. It's a whiskey job. Ice cream scoop specialist. It's not a bad job, but you have to work on Sundays.
Oh my God.
Jack Nasty had read my lips. Had gynecologist read my lips, or vice versa. Let's see. Standard Savage had proctologist. People hate us because they anus.
Jeremy Dyer, by the way, welcome to the Shaking Our Heads episode. This whole
Shut up, they're so good. Come on, we can't.
I'm not insulting them. I'm saying I'm enjoying this while shaking my head.
Jeremy Day had dentist. It's kind of disgusting to tell you the truth. He also had historian, a great job, but there's no future in it.
I love that this is what Bowers can't get through these. He's giggling too much. This is what...
They're too fun. And the worst one and I gotta admit this one's terrible, but it's too funny. It's Sag Nasty had Planned Parenthood. You make 'em, we scrape 'em. No fetus can beat us.
By the way, I had to
That's
get,
the overnight game, everybody.
but I had to get my I had to get my Pennsylvania driver's license, and the PennDOT is right across the street from Planned Parenthood, and it's just really sad to see I'm not used to seeing the protesters at Planned Parenthood, but to see the protesters during COVID in the cold and snow, where there's just like one guy at each side just being like, it's really bad, and like no one's going in, it doesn't matter. Like, but they're still it's like, you're committing sin, and we're like, who? We're at the DMV. Who are you?
They were shouting that at the employees at the DMV.
Yes. By the way, speaking of DMV and speaking of puns, I would like to crowdsource a little project before we do the game here. I got a new car, and I want to name it. So I want to name the new car. It is a Kia Telluride. The suggestions so far, Jarrett Berenstein suggested Kia Ham, which I think might be a bit of an outdated reference, and also Kia Pharaoh. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to name my car after Mia Farrow. So if you have a suggestion for it, I would very much like
What
it.
about Air Canada?
That makes sense because it doesn't leave the ground.
How about the Kia tell you to shut the fuck up ride?
Black,
Your own
right?
vehicle.
Kia tell you STFU ride, man. That's your
It's a little long, but it might
Is it-
work.
What color is it?
Black.
How about Dia-Kia?
Okay. No. Cha-cha-cha. No. All right. This was a mistake. Anyway, today's game. So
Penn and Telluride.
Hey, I like Penn and Telluride. I would give you that.
that is
You're
pretty,
right.
it's Pennsylvania. That's actually pretty good. Penn and Telluride is.
And you're a
that's-
writer, so there's a lot of meanings there.
That is the leading option right now. Well, in today's news, LinkedIn went down for a while, which prevented a bunch of people who failed at business to they could no longer lecture people on how to do business. Really difficult.
The good news about LinkedIn and going down is I got 8 fewer emails today, so that's nice.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, when they have like congratulate this person on their work anniversary. Do you ever get those, by the way? Do you see those on LinkedIn?
Yes.
I unsubscribed from LinkedIn, but yeah, they used to give me like 8. I said if I had the stick to itiveness that LinkedIn does, I probably would have the job they're trying to give me. Like if I was that, because they just fail relentlessly.
I just get those people wanting to be the friend request on LinkedIn request for the last 12, 15 years. And every time I'm just like, oh, it sucks for that person because I will never log in there.
I actually have used it. I have used it to make solid business connections sometimes.
That does not surprise me.
But the vast majority of my inbox there is someone congratulating me on a work anniversary for a job I no longer have. I get congratulated every year for owning Wiley's and Morty's, which it says in my profile I don't anymore. So
That's quite a flaw in a business website that it doesn't update when a business goes under and they keep rubbing it in every year.
yeah, it's the equivalent of Facebook being like, hey, in your memories, remember the day you got divorced? Like it's that same type of thing. Like once you sever a relationship with someone on Facebook, they should not remind you of any of the pictures you were in with that person. I think that would be a pretty easy feature.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, the game today. Today's game. So LinkedIn went down. So what we're going to do is we are going to corporate a movie. So take the title of a movie and make it corporate somehow. So some examples: Stand and Deliver to the Mailroom, or Full Metal Severance Package. Or my favorite corporate one: 16 candles for my daughter's birthday that I had to miss. Anyway, the point is,
Good one.
take the title of a movie, make it more corporate. The way to do that is you comment on any of our streams, our Facebook, our Twitch, our Twitter, or our YouTube. But if you want yours to count toward the prize at the end of the show, as well as having a much better chance of being read on air, what you do is you comment with at least a $5 tip of a Super Chat, a Venmo, or a PayPal. As always, we appreciate Venmos and the PayPals the most. Do those, and we will read those at the end of the show. And if you're in the front row, you get up to 3 entries for free, as always.
Yes, indeed. And speaking of the front row, and speaking of corporating things, let's say corporate host. Boom. Please, video front row.
God, why are you wearing my actual glasses?
Turn on your cameras. Join the party. This is going to be a fun time. Who we got first? Let's say hello to
Hey!
August Gus Walsh. You're naked.
Hey, what happened to your face, bro?
I shaved. I got a job, so I had to shave. So
The game today is to corporate Gus Walsh. We're gonna
Hey, I shaved.
Hey, you shaved too much. All right, love it.
shave.
We've got Chris LaBalls joining us. Chris LaBalls. That dragon in the background is looking a little more erect than normal. I don't know if you're shifting to formerly animate. We have got Cass joining us from the bed set. It's Cass After Hours, our dear friends. Good to have you. We have Sean Ehrlich coming to us with the rainbow bandana. Great to see you there, Sean. Thanks for being with us. We got Bill Thompson with a Canadian flag with weed on it that combines two of my favorite things. Actually, one of my favorite things. You be the judge. We have got Jan Skittles Johnson wearing hearts on her head. So she might have gotten into another fight with two neighbors. Who knows what happened there? We have got Meg Begley Jr. coming to us from the environmental plant at the edge of the show Roseanne, and apparently not the show Roseanne.
Where's the dog? Where's the dog?
Georgia.
Dog's named Gorgeous. Oh, Georgia, nice.
There's the dog. Beautiful.
He's okay.
Georgia.
There's Georgia.
Beautiful dog. I mean, aiming the wrong way. I don't know if he knows that. This is a show, and it's really not. We have got Zara Bending joining us from Australia. And at some point, she will hang that painting up. You've got Cassie Nolan joining us. Hello, Cassie. I love the formal attire. You forgot the business shirt, but the tie is on point. Very nice. We've got Dave Adler joining us from the worst light. There it is. The best lighting. Lights out for Dave.
He installed a ring light at the top of his car.
He's been married 2 weeks and the shit he's already checking out. We've got Ray Benjamin joining us
Nice
from the
train.
Disneyland train.
Oh, the Disneyland
It looks like a Disneyland train, and I like it. I love that kind of train vibes. We've got LJ Mutts and stuff.
LJ.
Not really from an open closet, but it's sort of an open entryway with a staircase in the background.
Nice hoodie.
Is that a dog on there?
It's
It's
my dog.
melting, you fuck.
Oh shit!
In Ben's defense, Steve sells 37 different T-shirt designs.
That's
If Ben doesn't
fair.
know all of them, that's not
That's
his
true,
fault.
but I am wearing the same hoodie right now.
Ah, no, you're not.
Not a hoodie, that is a knit cap. I don't know.
Mine's a little more 3D, but
That is cute. We've got Tam Brown with Ben Gleib's Center for Kids Who Can't See Khaki Colors Good and want to learn to
Yes. Nude.
Carmel.
That is great. It's pretty awesome. Very funny. I love it. And this is Patrick Yoakley pulling off my taupe look. Good to have you, Patrick.
He's got his tornado helmet behind him. I like
Oh, I
that.
thought that was a stormtrooper helmet. Nice. Okay,
Well, he
good.
goes in the tornadoes. He wears that helmet. I'm assuming.
no,
so
it's
he
a
doesn't-
storm chaser helmet.
Oh,
Love that. I love these are not the hurricanes you've been looking for. We got Frank Notaro.
Hey,
Frank.
how we doing?
I don't think two of us should wear glasses. My apologies. Oh, and then another glass-wearing person, Brian O'Connor's with us. Brian of Connor. Ooh, very royal there. Way to give yourself a title. I dig that. Now we got to find Connor and conquer it. We've got Anna Hood coming to us from the abstract side of the moon. Good to have you, Anna. We are joined now by Frank Berman. Frank Berman, he's the Berman of all Franks on this show, at least. And we got Jen Winkleplex joining us. The Winkleplex is in effects. And again, a simple twist of that camera would really fill up that frame nicely. But you do you. And who else we got? We rounded out with the princess of the pencil herself, the way with the watercolors. It is Leedy E. Corbin Burnson, everybody. That is the video front row.
Very cool. We've got two amazing comics. One's trying to get connected still, so we'll see if they make it in. They're getting their car towed right now. But we have Adam Mamawala here. So Danny, Alabama. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is my first time doing the show since the big 200th episode, and I just want to once again congratulate Bowers and Rachel on their incredible work. Inspiring.
Adam, we're so happy to have you back on the show. Let me just say from the bottom of both my hearts.
Put those weird fingers down, Steve. Put them down.
Also, I hate to be here complimenting people, but Bowers, I like your haircut, and Ben, I feel like, are you getting younger? Is this like the curious case of Benjamin Gleib? Why do you look so young? Did you shave? What's happening?
Thank you. I shaved. That's the main thing.
Was that it?
When I shave and my hair is a little shorter, I look a lot younger, and I just most of the time want to look like garbage. So I appreciate you noticing that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Steve, you look,
Yeah, Adam, you look great too.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I had a joke about you. I was going to say in response to the first joke, but now you've been so sweet. I will rescind I won't say the
Tell
joke.
me the joke. I can still say it. He was mean to me.
We've actually got two comics on the show, Adam Mamawala and Danny Alabama, and one of them's funny, and it's the fictional one.
Wow.
But you're so funny, and I don't mean that. Steve meant it. I would never say something like that.
I just kind of feel like Patrick. I kind of feel like Patrick Yoakley is stealing my Danny Alabama look, and I resent it.
I know that's Fred Montana.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, Carmen Morales is trying to get here, but if she can't get in here, we might have you do a second set as Danny Alabama. So if you have a Southern accent, hillbilly jokes that you could do as a second set, we would really appreciate.
I need you though, before you do that, if you can work on your eyebrows a little bit and make them more sculpted, so that way we can, just pretend that you're Carmen for a little bit.
If Adam, if you could do the same set that you do normally, but after each joke, just go, like that.
It's all about the tag, really. I feel like with Danny Alabama, you just have to,
Danny Alabama would definitely have a catchphrase for sure.
100%. What do you think Danny Alabama's catchphrase would be?
You don't see that in Alabama. That'd be his big one. You don't see that.
You have no idea how much I want to make Danny Alabama merch, which would really only appeal to the most niche of markets. I know Tam would buy one for sure. We got a couple of. I know Tam would buy one.
Yes.
Frank's in. All right, I'm gonna get my team on it.
Can you make it your body with just the state of Alabama as your head?
I like that.
Danny, a t-shirt.
Yep.
I mean, Alabama is the only state that, like, my last name has an A every other letter, so I feel like that's gotta mean something.
I think that could be a war right off the top, Steve. I feel like it could go Alabama versus Texas very quickly.
They have an Alabama.
Is that the face mask that Ted Cruz was wearing on his way back?
My
subtle.
daughters
It was hard
kidnapped me, and they made me go on an amazing vacation where I was to get drunk for days. They apologize.
It was hard to tell if that was a face mask because it was buried under that giant sombrero that he brought back from Senor Frogs. So it was. Some people know what Mexico is. Okay, cool.
I ended up getting a few name entries for your car, Steve.
Okay, what do we got?
Okay. So Wendy Peterson says low Kia.
Oh, that's pretty. I like that.
And then Dana said Rosebud.
Ooh, how about calling it Kia? Shut up, please.
Every name Ben wants is for me to tell people to shut up.
We did have Technics and Dana congratulate Gus for his new job, and she said, you clean up good, kid. I don't know why that was so difficult to say, but it was.
Gus, are you allowed to tell us your new job?
He's a teacher, right?
No, I was, but no, I'm a PA for an accountant. I've been taking accounting classes, so
Cool.
and
We
it's in the entertainment business. Yeah.
We really did corporatize Gus.
What is a PA for an accountant?
Like a personal assistant for an accountant.
Oh, I thought you meant production assistant. I'm like, the accountants have production assistants in LA?
He's a boom operator for an accountant.
Yeah.
Your goal to become an accountant now?
Yeah, I've been taking classes last year and this year. Yeah.
What's 37 plus 165?
A lot.
202.
Yeah, see, Steve got it. Come on, Gus, you got to work on your accounting skills.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how accounting works. That's Bowers's. Bowers thinks that an accountant's office is them just sitting there giving each other math problems. Like that's.
Also, there's a famous phrase called "There's no accounting for taste," which is the slogan of this show.
By the way, it really is like that. That like everybody in LA seems to have a Hollywood job. Like when I first moved to LA in like 2004, and I was getting frustrated by that. That like everybody was in the industry no matter what. And I met a woman at a show, and I was talking to her, and she said she was a personal trainer, and we were getting along really well. And I asked her out, and we got dinner, and we're talking, and we're at dinner for a while before, and everything's going great. And then she tells me that she's the in-house personal trainer for Sony. I was like, motherfucker, everybody.
I had a friend a long time ago that said something about the fact that everybody moves to LA to kind of defend LA people. It was really beautiful. She said, "What is amazing about LA is that everybody here has a dream." She's homeless now, but beautiful.
I mean, honestly, I'm being serious. I moved to LA because I like people chasing their dreams, even if they're delusional. You know what I mean? Like I like being around people that are trying to do something, even if they'll never make it. I just like the effort is what I like to be around. People are
Bowers,
trying.
I've known you long enough that I know that you like people chasing their dream, especially if they're delusional. It's more fun.
Because then they'll never leave.
Yeah. They never get too busy. It sucks. I can think of there are so many people who like I considered a friend and then they got famous and now they don't have time and like they're not friends anymore. What you do is you make friends with the people who don't have a ton of talent and then they can hang out for a long time. That's
Steve, is that why we started this show? Is that what you're trying to tell
I
us?
just realized what I just said. I was like, and also you guys.
Why are you reading the mission statement from my website, Steve? I'm not sure.
Dress for success, even if it will never come. Bowers method.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bowers
Your
Bowers
life.
dresses for the job he wants, valet parking.
We have
Bowers
some
looks like
shout
he would
outs.
take your car to Broadway.
What?
Bowers looks like he would take your car to Broadway.
No.
Like part valet jacket, part Broadway jacket. I was trying I don't know if it obviously it didn't make any sense, but I will tell you this.
It worked.
On Friday, Bowers and I will be debuting our brand new musical called "We're Doing the Fucking Hot Dog Contest."
There we are. Hot dog contest. It's no bun, just plain wieners. Just
You
ready
can
to go.
use sauce.
It's like Ben's quarantine.
You can use sauce. You can
You
use
put some
sauce.
sauce on them if you want. Yeah, you put ketchup or whatever else, other sauce you want to use.
Ben's entire year has been no buns, just wieners.
Oh,
Sounds more like yours, Steve. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was saying it's because she's not.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? You guys are still mad at me for that unsuccessful friends comment. Rachel, what do we have coming?
No, because you've been getting laid so much in the quarantine, Steve. It makes a lot of sense for you, of all people, to make that joke.
I'm projecting, Ben.
Right?
all right. We had Technic shout out Pun Master Jeremy Day, our savior, and Patrick Storm Chaser Yoakley's hat switch. So that was a nice one. I missed it. It was so quick. Dana said, all at once, I'm sorry, guys. For Ben, I like the glasses. She likes your glasses.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Hold on, I gotta put my glasses filter on.
And then we had two more names for your car come in.
Yeah,
Patrick said Christine, like Christine, except Kia.
Kia?
Well, but there's an R in it.
No, like creatine.
Like
There you go.
Christine, like the movie.
Oh, I thought it was like.
Guillotine.
Like that Ben's just over there on his own.
Ben's just exfoliating. It's good for his eyes.
Why is your mouth moving? And then Pam said, "Yippee Kia, motherfucker."
Oh, I like that.
Hey.
Yippee Kia. I like that one.
Yippee ki yay! I like that. That's pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah. All right, solid.
How about
Caught
yippee
up?
ki tell your mama to shut the fuck up?
Well, now I know what I'm going to get on my personalized license plate.
How about tell your ride or die? How about that?
That's not bad.
But it sounds like you want to move immediately out of Pittsburgh that way.
All right, are we caught up?
Yeah, let's get
We
to
caught
Danny.
up?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Which
with his
comic
first
should
set of the
go
day.
first?
Have Adam go first. We'll have Danny go second, so he can plan. He'll have 10 minutes to plan the Southern accent.
Adam can't follow Danny.
That's probably true. Danny's tough to follow. Well, with his first set as himself, Adam Mamawala, everybody. Woo!
What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's nice to be here as always. I'm very excited. I am coming up on a big anniversary. Don't get too excited. I'm coming up on the 1-year anniversary of buying an unlimited Metro card at the worst possible time. What the hell? March 9th. March 9th. $130 for unlimited rides, baby. I used it once to go to New Jersey. I've made some room upgrades, as you may tell. The last time I was doing this show, I had blank walls behind me, which again is kind of on brand for right now. I just had a small clock, which again, like, there is perhaps no better visual representation of what this past year of our lives has been than a man sitting alone in an empty room staring at a clock. But I wanted to get some new stuff for my walls, and so I got some prints. I got some prints of some photographs I took in New York this past summer. Not because I think that my photography is so good, just because, like, you guys remember outside. What a time that was. Wasn't outside great? I loved outside. At least now I get to control what's on my walls, because for the 4 months that I was staying with my parents last year, my parents have such bad Wi-Fi that I had to, like, sit in my dad's office on top of the modem to get good enough service to do shows like this. And I couldn't change his walls, so I just had whatever he had behind me. And one of the things he has for some reason is a dream catcher. I'm not sure who gave it to him. I'm not sure what it means to him, but there it was right on the wall. And I gotta tell you, when you're a man in your 30s doing comedy into a computer, sitting in your dad's office chair, a dream catcher just feels ironic. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like all the dreams have already been caught. You know what I mean? One thing that I always enjoy about doing this show is that you folks are all ready. You're ready to laugh. You choose to be here. You want to be here. That's a good environment for comedy. Unfortunately, a lot of people think that surprise comedy is a good route. I'm not sure where this started, but a lot of the Zoom shows I've been asked to do, it's like, oh, we want you to join some, like, corporate happy hour, and then at the end of the meeting, we're going to be like, hey, surprise, here's a comedian you don't know. And not only is this horribly conceived, but they also don't know how to lead into comedy. So I was doing a corporate holiday show in December, and the lead-in for me was a 10-minute COVID montage. This was like healthcare workers, and it was just 10 minutes of images of, like, refrigerated trucks, literally with that Enya song in the background that's like, who can say? Oh my God. And then it got done, people were crying, and they were like, and now comedy. It was great. But the thing is, this is not a situation that's unique to Zoom. Like, people have been trying to do surprise comedians for years, and it never works. And the first time I was asked to do this, I was like a year out of college, and at that time I had decided, like, I want to be a comedian. I don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna have rules, and one of the rules is if anybody offers you any amount of money to do comedy, you have to say yes, which, as it turns out, is a horrible standard to set for yourself. Don't do that. So I got this email through my website, and it was actually from an accountant. And not the accountant who's here. I forget his name. Where'd he go? Gus. It was not from Gus, but it was from this dude. And he was like, hey, we came across some of your videos online. We think you're really funny. I am in charge of like booking entertainment for this yearly conference that we have in Atlantic City, where accountants from all over the country converge, and we wanted to know if you would be willing to do stand up for us. And I was like, of course, that sounds great. And he's like, all right, cool. We want it to be a surprise. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And he was like, well, every year people come from all over the country, and after 4 days, we ask for feedback, and they all have the same complaint, which is that it was so boring. And in my mind, I'm like, I can't believe a 4-day accounting conference would be boring. But anyway, so like we want to spice things up this year, and what we want to do is pretend that you're just another boring speaker, but then we're going to reveal to everybody that you're actually a comedian. So what we want to do is have you show up in Atlantic City wearing a suit, and we're going to introduce you as our keynote speaker, an expert in the field of accounting, and we're going to give you like a fake name. And we want you to do 10 minutes of a PowerPoint presentation. And then once people believe you, then we're going to switch to a slide that says like, just kidding, he's a comedian. Now, bear in mind, I am at this time 23 years old. I cannot even grow facial hair. I look like I'm maybe 17 or 18.
Oh no.
I didn't own a suit. So I go home to my parents' house, pick up the suit that I wore to my senior prom in high school, the only suit that I owned. And I show up to this convention center in Atlantic City and am introduced in a suit from my prom as like Joe Smith, expert in the field of accounting. And I have to tell you, a group of human beings has never believed in what someone was doing less than that 10 minutes. Like, single person in that room who for a second believed anything I was saying. First of all, how could I be old enough to be an accountant, let alone an expert in the, what am I, the Bobby Fischer of accounting? How would I know that much about accounting? So they introduce me. I go through a 10-minute PowerPoint where it's a bunch of slides that I have no idea what I'm even talking about. And then finally, after 10 minutes, I get to a slide that's like, just kidding, I'm a comedian. And an entire group of about 1,000 accountants was collectively like, we knew. And then I bombed for 45 minutes, and they made me eat dinner with them. So
no.
that's it for me. I'll be back later as Danny, Alabama. You
Adam Mamawala, everybody. Adam Mamawala. Tip jar is open. Top right of the screen is our Venmo. You could PayPal at sdscshow.com. Of course, super chat on the YouTube. By the way, Adam, that is better than when you be like, just kidding, I'm a comedian. And they were like, we don't believe that either.
Well, but Steve, I imagine you must have in your like bigger college touring days, like you've done nooners before, like doing a nooner, which is like a show in a cafeteria for a community college. It's always surprise comedy.
Oh,
Make a nooner sound.
I did one not just surprise comedy, but like in terms of intros or. I mean, I've got like 8 stories in my head right now about this is the worst gig I've ever done, and then the other one's like, no, I'm the worst. There was one where it's like a noon gig at a community college, and apparently they share the campus with local high school, and so a lot of the high school students with their teachers came to the show. So the room seats about 100 people, and the first 90 of them are the high school kids. And I don't know any of this at the time. I learn all of this later. So they tell me I'm not censored. I open up with a joke where I say the word shit, and then suddenly all these people start standing up, and these teachers start being like, let's go, let's go. Like, they were not subtle about it at all. They just start taking all the students out. And I was like, what's going on? And one of the teachers goes, you cursed. And I was like, so what? And she goes, they can't hear it. I'm like, that's what they call you. And and then I performed to 10 people in the back of the room for the next hour. It was fucking terrible.
I wish she had been like, you cursed, and you would have been like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
I did one at a college that perhaps you've done. It was Penn State Worthington Scranton. It's like a satellite school of Penn State, doing a nooner. And at some point in the middle of my set, a kid, I assume on a dare, walked up to the stage, and before I knew it was happening, shoved a dollar bill into my pants.
Either way,
joke's on him. I did keep the dollar. I was not getting that much money.
Someone who did that to me just died. Mary Wilson of the Supremes. Mary Wilson, who I did not know who she was. I was doing a gig at the Producers Guild. I have this video on my YouTube. I talk about it. I was doing a gig at the Producers Guild, and it's a rough gig. And in the middle of the gig, like, this drunk old woman teeters toward the stage and tries to put a dollar in my pants. And I was like, hey, whatever you're doing, back up. This is not okay. And she keeps, like, insisting. And finally, like, she drunkenly goes back to her seat, and it ruins the rest of the gig. It went from a tough gig to an impossible gig, and afterward I'm talking to the booker, and I'm just like, that person was such an asshole. And he goes, do you know who that was? I'm like, no. And he goes, that was Mary Wilson. And I was like, who? And he goes, of the Supremes. I was like, well, then she's a supreme asshole. Like, I don't care. And yeah, and she recently died. And like, I had someone on Twitter hit me up who like gives me advice on social media strategy. And he's like, oh, you should say something about Mary Wilson. I'm like, I don't think you want me to say something about Mary Wilson. I don't
Once again, karma reigns supreme.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, maybe I'll go to the funeral, put $1 in the casket. Fuck her. I don't care.
Did you take the dollar out and look at her and say, you can't hurry love?
I just stopped her and I go, no, you just have to wait.
I was speaking at a conference once. It was a motivational speaking thing, but it was for kids with spina bifida. And so a lot of them are in wheelchairs. And so there's like a bunch of kids in front of me, and there's a girl right in the middle, and she just has to leave. So she's like banging in everybody's wheelchair. And like, so we had to stop and like let her go. And I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? And she looks at me and goes, yeah, I'm just bored. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, princess. So then about an hour later after the thing, she came over, she goes, I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, it's no big deal. I just want to make sure she was cool. It's like, no, they told me I had to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm like, well, that ruins the whole goddamn thing.
Did I ever tell the story on the show about when I played to the kind of retirement community in the mountains, and they hated me. They absolutely hated me. I was there with Adam Hunter, and like at the end of the show, there was this guy in a wheelchair, in not an electric wheelchair, in a wheelchair where like he doesn't like me so much that he leaves, but like to leave he has to really like do the whole like that to like get out of there. And so he leaves, goes, it's a large banquet room. He goes across the whole room, and I get off stage and I'm like, oh, that was miserable. And Adam's just laughing his ass off. I'm like, what? And he goes, you rolled somebody. You didn't walk somebody. You rolled somebody.
By the way, some of my worst gigs also were with Adam Hunter, with old people, casinos, in an open casino pit area with not even like a fake curtain around the stage, just like people on dialysis machines and oxygen tanks while still playing slot machines. Like, it was wild.
That's the best part about doing Zoom shows. It's like if you bomb, you just walk 2 feet to your bed.
The best, I think the best bad intro I ever had was like a sad one, like Adam was talking about, where I did a show where I thought it was going to be great. It's Greek Week at University of Maryland, and there were like, it was one of the biggest crowds I'd played to at the time. I was so excited about it, and their theme of Greek Week is alcohol awareness, and like the idea is that they were trying to like educate the students on being more responsible with alcohol. And so the person that's introducing the show is talking about how her brother died in a DUI. And she talks about that crying for 10 minutes, and then suddenly snaps out of it and just goes, I'm so sorry. Well, we have a comedy show now. And then just
Oh, man. I don't understand how people can't figure out that that's not the right order for the program. Happened to me so many times, and they probably think, oh, we got to cheer people up now, but put a 2-minute something in between. Can we do something to reset the palate, possibly?
Yeah, maybe talk about one of the guys who survived a DUI. You know, something in the middle.
Yeah, or do a quick happy hour or something.
Yeah.
I just want to take a moment to acknowledge Leedy's name change, if anybody has missed that. She's now Leedy Corbin, expert in the field of accounting.
No, Leedy Smith now. It's her fake name.
I hope you believe me, because I am now. I won't be doing drawings. I won't. I'm doing a PowerPoint.
You look as qualified as I did at that conference.
I'm not in my 100%. Suit yet. I'm gonna go grab it.
In your senior prom dress.
I probably look as old as you looked at the time too. Like a little fifth grader coming in. All right, I'm gonna show you how to deal with your finances, guys.
Yeah, I was like the young Sheldon of accounting.
You take the PowerPoint out of your oversized backpack?
Don't joke. My oversized backpack's right there.
Oh my god.
They told Adam to do a PowerPoint. He just stood up in front of people in his suit going like this.
I did a speech at my dad's company once. Works for an insurance company, and they had two speakers. The first guy was talking about their weight loss challenge. They're gonna do this like year-long weight loss challenge and how you should exercise and blah 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 blah. And then I said, and I feel like I'm like, and with a rebuttal, here's Scott's kid.
I actually, I don't know. I feel like I may have told the story on the show before, but there was a college gig I did once where I was supposed to go on first and my flight was delayed. So I ended up getting there. I couldn't go on time, and the person who was supposed to the person who was supposed to close ended up having to open. And that was the best possible scenario for the show, because this guy was a motivational speaker about alcohol awareness except he was a former comic that had only transitioned to the lecture circuit because he had failed as a comic and was trying to make money on the college circuit still.
Oh, he must have cleaned up at NACA.
That's the thing. That's how he got the gig. And
Right.
so, like, he would still get these gigs, but he would try to throw in jokes in the middle. And the whole idea was that he had gotten arrested for a couple of DUIs, went to jail, and then got out of it and now is reformed. But at the end of his talk, he's got about another 15 minutes to do because he can't write an hour on that. And so he's got another 15 minutes to do, and he does 15 minutes of his old material, which was all about partying. And so he does 15 minutes about getting wasted all the time after doing 45 minutes about how you shouldn't do that. And then they introduced me, and at least I got to do a decent set afterward to try to take the taste of that out of people's mouths. It was fucking terrible.
I love that. Yeah, his entire message is like why you shouldn't do that, and then the last 50 minutes is like, having said that, and then just 15 minutes.
Like, having said that, have you tried drugs? They're one.
As brutal as all these stories are, I don't know if you guys have ever seen something this bad. I once saw a priest bomb at a funeral.
Oh no.
It was so bad. It was like somebody trying to make an analogy that just didn't work. I'll never forget it. My friend's mom passed away, and I'm at the funeral, and she was a teacher, and first of all, and I swear I'm not making this up, in the middle of his own eulogy, his phone went off in his robe. So it was already bad. And then he had his cell phone in his robe and interrupted himself. But the analogy he tried to make was my friend's mom was a teacher, and he was like, Debbie was an educator, and you know, she cared so much about her students. And I was thinking about this myself because the other day I was at home and my laptop wasn't working very well. And immediately I'm like, wherever this is going, just stop what you're doing. And he's like, my laptop is very slow. And I had to ask myself, do I just hope that it gets faster on its own, or do I choose to reboot? And these are the questions that we all have to ask ourselves in life. When is it time to reboot? When do you start over? Debbie was an amazing rebooter. She knew when it was time to have a fresh perspective, whether it was for herself or for a student. And then this is the coup de grace.
Wow.
But let us not forget about the ultimate rebooter, Jesus Christ. And made it so hard. Man, it was tough to watch.
And he ended it probably by saying, and now she has chosen to shut down and go to sleep.
Yeah. You're like, we tried to hit Control Alt Delete a few times. It did not work.
It was a hard
Also press the
shutdown.
clear button.
Yeah.
I had a high school football coach who was also a history teacher, and he was like very respected and sometimes would tell good inspiring stories, but oftentimes he would get very scatterbrained during it. You could kind of see it happening, and you could just see when he didn't have the end of the story himself, or he realized a roadblock coming up but had to power through to the end. So one time he had there was someone on our football team that got caught doing drugs, and so Coach Clothes had us all get around him at the end of practice and take a knee, and he goes, I don't know if you guys saw the story in the New York Times today, but about a young man who was playing high school football, and he had a serious drug problem, and it derailed his entire life, and he wasn't able to continue playing his senior year, and it's just such a terrible choice to make. I mean, he ended up going to college and redshirting his first year. He just signed with the NFL for $17 million, but the point is... You were like, the story is do drugs, you'll end up a multi-millionaire, and will be achieved. It was unbelievable.
By the way, as a motivational speaker, that was always my problem when I went to high school, because there were so many speakers out there. That was their whole shtick. They were a professional high school or a professional football player or whatever, and they're like, yeah, and then I did a bunch of cocaine and it almost ruined my life, but now I'm here telling you not to do cocaine. I'm like, you drove a Mercedes here. You're still a millionaire. What the fuck are you talking about? What you're saying is, as long as you quit drugs in time, it'll be okay? Is that your message?
Oh my God. All right, let's give Adam some money, shall we?
Let's give Adam some money. Let's do it.
No, he was mean to me before. I'm taking all of his tips.
That was Danny Alabama that was mad to you. That was mean to you, not Dan.
I'll tell you what. I'll virtually shove them down in your pants, Steve.
Oh, damn it. I find that supremely annoying. Anyway, Rachel, go ahead.
Let's
There ain't
see.
no mountain high enough. It doesn't really apply, but.
Frankie Angles did a preset tip for Danny Alabama, so whenever he's gonna do his set, he can get $5.
But it's 5 Alabama.
Veronica said, "Great job." Kim Stewart, $10. Surprise comedy. Pam, $7. I'm totally down for the Danny Alabama merch, but I'm gonna request a T-shirt that has a pic of you in a cowboy hat for reasons. Great set. Oh, can you help me with my taxes? Frankie Berman, $5. Adam, the space to your left of your poster would be a great place for a dream catcher.
Not wrong.
Gus Walsh sent $5 and said, so funny. $20 from Patrick Yoakley for Adam. Zara, $5. Great set, Adam. Hit Control-Alt-Delete to reset as Danny Alabama.
Nice.
We have 2 more Kia names for your car, Steve. Victoria Scatareggio, Tech Healer.
Oh, nice.
Healer. Say that again.
Heckler.
Tech Healer. And then Frankie Angles said, Steve's in Pennsylvania now. His car's name should be the Keystone Mobile. FYI, Pennsylvania is the Keystone State.
By the way, I'm guessing that's Mobile.
Yes.
Oh, cool, that too.
No, because car is a cell phone, like an automobile.
Fuck off, Steve.
Mobile,
Now where I come from, the state capital is Mobile, Alabama.
I wish I could change the subject, but there's no more tips.
Also, by the way, the capital of Alabama is Montgomery.
Hey, someone from Alabama wouldn't know that, Steve.
That's actually a very good point. The
Right.
least likely person to know what the capital of Alabama would be someone from Alabama.
I got I got to tell you, the worst gig we ever did was me and Mike Malone did a casino during a blizzard in northern Michigan, and the entire crowd was 2 mentally handicapped dudes that were a gay married couple. That was it. And so the one guy just
Hey, love is love, man.
Right, I just do my 30 minutes to those 2 dudes. Didn't get a single laugh, but hey, we're going, right. And then Malone starts.
No, they were married.
Right, exactly. The one dude starts going, "Huh," like you just did that every couple seconds. He'd go, "Huh," and so Malone started calling him Birdman. Hey, what up, Birdman? Well, after he said Birdman about 5 times, the husband got jealous and he fucking left. He was like, fine, fuck him then, and he left, right? So now it's just Birdman and Malone. And at some point,
Thinks he's trying to pick him up by calling him Birdman?
yeah, well, I mean, there were other issues going on. So finally, the staff goes over and sits in the back, like the people that were like the dealers and stuff, because they felt bad for us. And Birdman at one point gets up, walks to the back, and goes, and I'm standing next to him, he goes, "I'm gonna fuck him," and then turns around and runs towards the stage. And the lady in charge
Birdman's husband.
the lady in charge of the venue and the security guy are like kind of moving. He's like, they're like, "Stop it! Do not go up there! Stop it! Don't go on stage!" And he's like, "I'm surrounded." And they threw Birdman out, and they still made Mike do the last 25 minutes of his set to nobody. It was awesome.
Oh.
I once did a club. This is how I learned I can't do corporate Christmas parties. I did a club where 2 things happened in the same show. Where there's one woman just kept yelling out at the opener, just yelling out and yelling out and yelling out, and and he told her to shut up, but she doesn't get kicked out because she's part of this corporate party, and that's where they're making all their money, and it's a garbage club. So I get on stage, and this woman yells out before I even started talking. This woman yells out, "The last guy told me to shut up. You gonna tell me to shut up?" And I go, Yeah, I was the one applauding. Now shut the fuck up. Then
Fuck up, tell you right.
and then later on in the set, there was a woman who was so drunk she tried to come on the stage, and I like had to like kind of shoulder her off the stage to try to like get her. She was trying to like take the mic. It was ridiculous, and the security starts like trying to chase her, but they don't want to put their hands on her. Like for I don't know if like they don't understand that like she has violated the rules and thus they can physically remove her. So they don't want to actually touch her. So they're chasing her through the fucking aisles like it's at the end of a Benny Hill episode. Like they're just this is going on for 10 minutes and I'm just like up there just trying to still do jokes and then try to sportscast it. Like there was no winning, and so finally I just started humming the theme from Benny Hill. Like there was nothing else I could do.
I had a club hunter once tell me a foolproof way to get a drunk woman out of the showroom. You just take her purse. A drunk woman will always follow her purse wherever it goes.
Oh my
Grab
God.
her purse, and she will chase you out of the lobby, and then you can have a conversation. It worked every time at Morty's, and every time it was a problem, you just grab their purse, and they will follow you wherever that purse goes, and then you can have a conversation. It's not a bad
Do you
move.
realize how sick all of us are that we've had all these experiences and we still choose to do this? Like, if anybody else told you these experiences about whatever job they had, you'd be like, don't do that job. What are you doing?
Well, but Adam, one time after a show, a girl had sex with me, so I was in for the rest of my life.
Right.
Oh, Adam,
That checks out.
we not only continue to do this, but we miss it terribly this year.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah,
oh,
we're talking about it nostalgically, and it's some of the worst nights of our lives.
Well, but the great thing about comedy, honestly, is when great things happen, it's great. And when terrible things happen, it gives you 10 more minutes of material to talk about.
That's a good point.
So, like, terrible stories are half of your act on some level.
Oh, speaking of, I have a pretty funny, pretty ridiculous one from Saturday. For those of you who I think I mentioned on the show, Bill Burr played Nowhere, which was insane.
That was very cool.
It was the coolest thing ever, and he did the studio, and it's in my home, as I think you guys know. And so I was like, nervous, trying to make sure that we pulled it off right. Plus, it was right after Gleib off the top, so I was also a little bit stoned. So it was a lot on my plate. And
Mostly nachos, but yeah.
I would assume there wasn't much left on the plate at all.
So Burr shows up, and he's super cool. We do sound check, and it's great. And we're like 9 minutes till show, and they wanted coffee and tea, so we turn on a hot water boiler in my office where it's normally never plugged in, and the power goes out. We lose connection to the whole studio. We lose connection to everything. Power's down. We got 7 minutes. Bill's in the middle of telling some story about Pete Rose. He's like, and Pete Rose said the hardest person he ever had to go to bat against was Sandy Koufax. I'm like, that's crazy they played together. I got to deal with the power outage. I'm right back. And I go and I find the right breaker, and I flip it. It's all back on. We log back in. We're all good. Dean Del Rey gets on stage. Bill's on in a few minutes. I'm trying to be quiet because I'm here in the green room office, and the stage is like 10 feet there that way. And we had to disinfect, the mics between comics. So I just pulled these out and disinfected it. But these things do not cut well. They just kept on coming. Well, now they fucking come out fine. Why are they working now? Here's what happened. So I couldn't make it stop. It just kept coming like a fucking clown tissue thing. So I tried to push them back in, and these have the sharpest fucking teeth on earth, and my finger gets jammed, and it's instantly driving several fucking plastic knives into my finger, and I don't know what to do, and I can't scream, and I can't make noise, and I was like, I'm just gonna pull it out. And I pull it out, my finger's bleeding everywhere, and I'm trying to not make noise, and they're performing right there. I go into the room like, Carmel, I know you didn't hear that, but my finger is fucked up. Can you please find Band-Aids? And I Band-Aided up, and it was all good, but...
At least it was immediately disinfected.
Exactly.
I do enjoy that Bill Burr's probably like, this is the shittiest magic trick I've ever seen. What is this?
And by the way, I did sound check before he arrived in his voice to try to match his shouting levels, and I underdid it by about 50 decibels, by the way. I was trying to really bring Bill Burr to life, and I was like, we gotta do this. And he comes, he's like, I gotta tell you another thing. And I'm like, wow.
Taylor, can I share a screen for a second? All right. Well, Hayden, our graphics master, LeMaster, has designed a few Danny Alabama shirts.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, it's to the side. All right, hold on. Is that better?
That one's
Yeah.
good.
Oh my
I like
God, I think a good tagline for him would be Danny Alabama, America's comedian.
All right, and then we got another one. Hold on.
Yes.
I believe that puts you somewhere in Tennessee.
Home is where the heart is, so
Holy
that's somewhere
shit,
in
that's
Nova.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Very cool. Rach, we got anything to catch up on before we play this game?
Yes, we
by the way,
do.
so Carmen Morales isn't going to be on today. She's going to be on next Tuesday. She was on her way here and she got a flat tire and had to wait on AAA and it was a whole thing. So she'll be here next week. So sorry we only have one comic today.
Probably
But
on the way to a hell gig. That's
probably
probably.
comes back from a nooner at a community college. Hit us up, Rach.
We had Ray Benjamin, $5. Adam for the Dreamcatcher Fund.
Nice.
And we're ready for the game now.
All right, let's play this game.
Let's play the game. So the game today is Make a Movie Corporate. And here's some unpaid entries that I liked. Marissa Francis Harnedy had 50 Shades of Grey suits. And then Athletic Rehabilitation Therapy Massage had Snow White and the 7 HR Complaints.
God.
All right, let's start. Frankie Berman.
It's
Start us off.
creepy and touchy and
God.
stiffy.
Rachel, are these the ones that we start considering starting now?
Exactly right.
And also Doc. Sorry, go ahead.
There's two.
No worries. So I got 3. So I have 100 and the 1% Dalmatians.
Oh.
I have the cartoon film Over the Hedge Fund.
Uh,
And then Pink Floyd's The Wall Street.
Oh,
Nice.
LaBalls.
All right, so I have a stock to remember.
I like this stuff.
I have Indian Dow Jones,
Ooh.
and I have the franchise connection.
nice.
Patrick.
All right. I've got 6. I went ahead and paid for the other 3.
Yep.
At least I hope I did. Okay. So I've got Citizen, Can You Work Past 5? Raiders of the Lost Break Room.
Nice.
West Side Storyboard. It Happened One Night in the Warehouse.
Oh God, that's where the HR complaint happened.
Spirited Away After Your First Day. And Mad Max, Office Space.
Gus.
Okay. I have J.P. Morgan and Silent Bob. The Wolf of Walmart. And this one's not safe for work. I'm sorry, but IBM Legends.
Erlich.
All right. So I have Saving Private Property, Ferris Bueller's 9 to 5 Day,
Nice.
and No Change Needed, Psycho.
Pam.
Can't hear you.
Yeah,
There we
got
go.
it. I have a 9 to 5 pay, 12-hour day. I have Rocky Horror Stockholders Show. And you've got poorly mismanaged and mishandled mail.
Zara.
Hey, okay, I have Attack the Block Agenda. I have Mission Statement Impossible.
Nice.
And instead of the hours, I have the minutes of our last meeting.
Ray, go ahead.
I've got 3. One's really horrible. Taken to HR. The Great Intellectual Property Robbery. And then instead of the 7 Samurai, the 7 Sea Sweeters.
Billy.
Okay. Hope all the women don't get mad at me because I hope this changes. Promising young woman, make her my secretary.
Oh God.
Hopefully it changes more. Should have saved that for last so I can hide.
Sit in it. Take it.
Take it.
Screamers, a Karen story. The Pursuit of Happiness. Well, you work at the DMV now, so no.
Triangles.
Okay, I got 3. To Kill a Manager. One Flew Over the Profit Margin. And Financing Nemo.
Winkle Black.
I just have one. Friday the 13th is payday. Unless you have direct deposit, then it'll be Thursday.
Meg, go ahead.
Hey, I have instead of public enemies, public synergies. Instead of the core competencies. And corporations on 34th Street.
Nice. Brian of Connor, please.
And I've got Parasite CEO. Close Encounters of the TPS Reports.
Nice.
Nice.
And Lord of the Rings, Pension Larceny.
Dadler.
All right, so my 3, I have National Lampoon's Permanent Vacation starring Trump, you're fired. Law Clerks. And the last one is Bill and Ted's Excellent Summer Internship.
Anna.
So I have 3. I have Midnight Enron and Dead Secretary Pool.
I like that one.
I like that.
And James Bond and the Man with the Golden Parachute.
Leedy's got some.
Yeah, my mom came up with a couple and she texted them to me. I have Harry Potter and the Optimized Methodology for Process Improvement. Then instead of soul, I have soulless.
Nice.
And then the last one is Lady Bird earns 30% less than Birdman. Just mix it up.
All right, who else on our front row? Raise your physical hand and wave at me if you want to do any on the air. Nope. Okay, so these are the rest of them. We've got Jonathan S. Batman Returns on Investment. He had Bill and Ted's Excellent Ad Venture Capital. He had Straight Out a Core Competency. Dana had the Rocky Horror Dog and Pony Show. Jonathan S. The Prince His Slides.
The Princess Bride, the Princess.
Oh God.
The Prince's Slides.
Wait a second. I thought you were saying the Prince His Slides. I was like, what the hell movie?
Then we had Wendy Peterson, My Tim Robbins themed game entry. The player sent the Hudsucker proxy to break antitrust.
Nice.
Charlie Tinsley, you've got mail. It's from HR. You need to start wearing pants during the Zoom meetings. Patrick Hendricks, the Shawshank Redemption Clause.
Oh my God.
Ron Gould, Black 401k Klansman.
Oh God.
Jeremy Day, Core Pirates of the Caribbean. Amna a staff is bored. Cassie, EP, extra paperwork. Sam, inspired by Zara, 127 hours long conference call. And then Courtney Smith, Zoom Hostbusters. And then we are caught up.
All right. I liked a lot of those. I liked the 101% Dalmatians. I liked Indiana Dow Jones. The Man with the Golden Parachute. I think I'm going to go with... I like you've got mail from HR. We're advancing in the Zoom, but I think I'm going to go with J.P. Morgan and Silent Bob. I don't know. I thought that was funny. I thought that was really funny. Adam, what's your favorite?
There were a few that were really good. I loved Zara's Mission Statement Impossible. I liked Frank's Over the Hedge Fund, but I got to give it to Mr. LeBalls for Indiana Dow Jones.
Nice. Ben.
Oof. Man, I loved A Staff is Bored. I loved Financing Nemo. I loved To Kill a Manager. I got to give it to A Staff is Bored.
Okay. Rachel.
I like that You've Got Mail and the Rocky Horror Dog and Pony Show. Indiana Dow Jones had it for me, but then A Staff is Bored came in.
All right, Steve.
All right. By the way, I just want to point out that a lot of comics don't even pay attention enough to know how to vote. Adam knew whose entries were whose. All right. I really liked J.P. Morgan and Silent Bob. I really liked Indiana Dow Jones. I liked Saving Private Property. I liked A Staff is Bored. I'm giving it to Financing Nemo, which means A Staff is Bored is the winner with 2 votes.
Nice job.
Claim your prize at sdscshow.com. Shoot us an email. I've got 7. How many you guys got?
I got 3. Adam, you got any?
I got 8.
Oh, cool. I've got.
All right, we can go around. Ben?
I don't have any.
I have like 16, so I'll do top 8 or whatever you want.
All right, sounds good. So then, in that case, Adam, you want to start?
Sure. You may have heard of the shitty Tom Hanks movie, The Circle. I've got The Circle back.
Oh, no.
I had, can you CEO me?
What is it?
Can you CEO me?
Oh, God. I had Frank Miller's Synergy City.
I got 12 years a slave to this company.
Oh, God damn it. I had 12 hours a slave. That was my close.
I had 40 years.
Adam.
I got A Nightmare on Wall Street.
Nice.
I had Men in the Black.
Nice. I have The Land Before Paradigm.
I've got Taxes Driver.
All right, I've got Panic Zoom.
Oh, God. That's happened so many times this year.
This is my last one, is Thinking Outside of the Boxing Helena.
I have Let's Take a Deep Dive, Blue Sea.
Nice.
The Silence of the New Energy Efficient Lamps.
Nicely done.
That was great. All right, I've got Austin PowerPoints.
I have The Shawshank Disruption.
I've got La La Landed the Account.
I've got Meet, Pray, Love.
Oh, God. I have that John Candy and Bill Murray 80s classic, Pinstripes.
The Laws of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Divorce Lawyers.
I feel personally attacked for that one.
I do twice.
All right, I got 3 more. I'm pretty proud of these. I've got Slack to the Future.
Oh, by the way, Ben's the only one of us who isn't divorced. Fuck you, Ben. Divorce lawyer joke. You heard us all.
Hear that?
Yeah, but he did cheat on his wife by fingering Clorox wipes.
Joke's on you. I'm not even married.
Apparently those wipes were on their period. Oh wait,
That's one way to not get divorced.
Oh my
I don't know whose turn it is, but
it's Steve's, I think.
Steve's.
All right, my last one is it's not great. It's the Skipping Breakfast Club.
I've got off of Adam's last one. Back to the Futures.
Nice.
All right, I've got two more. I'm very proud of them. First one is Band of Lehman Brothers.
I've got The Shining, example of what constitutes harassment.
All right, this is my final one. I'm most proud of this one. I've got The LinkedIn Lawyer.
Oh, that's really good.
I've got two more good ones here, I think. I've got Corporate Raiders of the Laws, ARG. And I've got You Spied on Her, Man. Enter the Human Resources.
Nice. We did it, Ben. It's time for the song. Here we go.
It's Leedy Doodle time. It's Leedy Doodle time. It's time for Leedy Doodle. Hopefully one of the drawings has Danny, Alabama.
Oh, excellent field of accounting.
Steve Smith, and I'm here to talk to you about accounting. First up, are you in financial trouble? Were you left out of the whole Reddit GameStop thing, you loser? You need some help? Ask Steve. Text 484848 for business advice. Maybe one day you could get a $5 into pants from Mary Wilson. Thank you. Just kidding, guys. I'm here to do drawings.
Lady, I was about to hire you as my personal accountant.
Oh, shit. Wait, hang on. You ready? Thank you. I feel so powerful with my massive shoulders.
Did you take the chain off those glasses? Because those look like I have glasses that would have a chain on them.
Oh, they absolutely do. These were my dad's in 6th grade.
Wow.
Was your father played by Eartha Kitt?
No, who that is?
That was the deepest pull I've ever had, and I'm so glad some of you got that.
No, Eartha Kitt, yeah. The old Catwoman. Anyway, let's see some broads.
All right, it's drawings time. First
I'm
off,
surprised
I
Eartha
have...
Kitt didn't do a deep pull into your pants, Steve, to give you a tip.
Speaking of which...
Oh my God, yes.
That is a deep dive. Do you see how far down that hand has gone?
She looks like she's not trying to give me $1. She just looks like she's trying to find something.
You have to look
Yikes.
that hard.
can
And I
change.
have Bowers counting burritos to head to sleep. I have Danny, Alabama. Then I have Ben's Bowers shield. Stay back! And after that, it just made me think, you shall not pass! So that's it for me.
That art for my heroes and LadyCorbin.com for prints. Lady Corbin, nicely done.
Very awesome. Adam, where do we find you at, buddy? How do we follow you around the internet?
Same place as always, just my name on Instagram and Twitter at Adam Mamawala. I've already made the OnlyFans Danny Alabama joke too many times, so you guys get it.
All right. We'll see you next time, man. We really appreciate you being here, holding down the whole show. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Wait, are you saying that if you follow Danny Alabama's OnlyFans, you can get it?
So far, I only have one follower. So far, I only have one follower, and it's Tam, and she's really excited about it. Personal use only. I gotta get my hat right.
It's referred to as an only Tams.
I've started my only Tams. If any Tams want to sign up.
Tam likes Tam likes her men the way she likes her last name, Brown. And on that, Alabama out.
Which shade of khaki?
Smoke some hash and watch us her Browns.
As for me, you can find me at Bowers Comedy as always. And this Wednesday, we have Jamie Kennedy on Origin Stories. And I will tell a terrible story where I put the foot in my mouth and felt worse than I've ever felt my whole life. But we'll tell that on the podcast, or digital Zoom event, as we're calling them. Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific. You can get tickets at nowherecomedyclub.com, or you can join our Patreon.com/Origin Stories. Ben,
and it is worth mentioning too that story that Bowers is going to tell. We had to change all of our show info, so come listen and find out what we had to do.
Yeah. Ben, what you got coming up?
This Friday, I'm very, very excited. I've been working pretty hard on my newly formed hour of my stand-up material, my first headline set since May of last year. Please get a ticket at nowherecomedyclub.com, and if you can, tell a friend or two to come, because I think they'll get a ton of laughter. I will be booking special guests soon. I don't know who that is yet.
Steve.
I am doing 2 shows this week. On the 23rd, I'm doing a director's, today's the 23rd. On the 25th, I'm doing a director's commentary. Joining me will be Brett Druck and Jarrett Berenstein, the 2 people who have toured with me the most, so they know a lot of behind-the-scenes shit about these clips. So come join us. And then on the 28th, I'm doing an hour of stand-up. So check those out. And by the way, I am privy to the story that Bowers was talking about, and it's a fucking doozy. So you'll want to hear that one. It is embarrassing.
It's rough.
Great.
Anything catch up on before we get out of here, Rach?
We do. So we had Zara say, "Congratulations on the new job, Gus. I'm looking forward to those budget chicken projections." And then Marianne White sent Adam $10, and Zara tipped and said, "For your attention to detail, Adam, much appreciated." All right, we're caught up.
All right. Well, front row, as always, we love you. We will see you guys tomorrow, Wednesday, at our normal time, 3 p.m. Pacific. We will see you then. We're very excited for that. Rach, anything you want to say before you get out of here?
Yeah, last thing. So there is if you guys want to see Jarrett and all those characters, they have, I'm going to be managing his show tonight, the Is This Anything podcast. So you can get tickets. I'll throw the link in the chat and come hang out with us tonight. It'll be a good time. So, see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. So, yeah, Chrissy went out of town, so I'm kind of, she went to visit with her friend in Florida to hang out for a week, so I'm kind of hanging solo, so I'm going to try to be Steve for a while and see how that works. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Imagine what his fingers will look like in the morning.
Hours, you're gonna get work done?
Well, I bought a blow-up doll, so yep.
Well, it's a kind of a job. Anyway, so 3 ideas for the car. Kia Pet. So Kia Petrillo.
No.
Not as good. And the one that I think so far is leading is Kia Perlman.
I was going to say Kia Perlman. I like that one too. Yeah.
All right, you guys like Kia Pet better. All right.
Ben and Telluride still is, I think, the leader.
Ben and Telluride's, yeah.
Ben and Telluride is good. I like Kia Pet. All right, goodbye.
Well, I think we should stay here until we solve it.
Wait, Frank Berman just said in the chat, Kristen Kia.
AKA the Shiwi Herman. Let's do it.